The board was led by Olpa Nyaboke. Mission emphasis was from Awacha Brenda. Special item was from Pathfinders. Prayer and the division of lesson was from Sister Vivian Monari. Crossing song from Brother Gideon. Crossing prayer was done by Sister Brenda Awach. Attendance, children were 113, adults were 134, baptism 34, atukwa na mgeni, total number was 260. And that is the end of the report for today. Have a blessed Sabbath. I welcome our sister Irene to give us the mission for today. Have a blessed Sabbath.
God is good, and all the time. Our mission reading, we know it is coming from the Asia division, Southern Asia. And today's mission reading, it is from Nepal, the town of Nepal, where we have a mother who was called Sukamaya. Sukamaya had one son who was called Shamayan, and this son was the joy of her life. She was very happy. She had given birth this son when she was at the age of 16 years. Immediately she got married. That is when she gave birth to this son, and she was very happy. Now, it happened that one day this boy fell ill when he was 8 months. He had developed complication of diarrhea, and Sukamaya, they were discussing with the husband how the boy will be treated. But where they were living, it was very remote. There were no hospitals, there were no doctors. So they decided to call, there are people who are called shaman. And this one, it's like they were chasing away the evil spirits. And when they called Shamayan, he told them, you need, the evil spirits are angry with they are angry with your family. And so what you do, you need to sacrifice a pig. And they said, I sacrifice a pig? They said, no. As Sukamaya had placed the baby on her laps and they were discussing what they are going to do with the husband, the baby died. The son died. And this one, it was a shock, a very big shock to Sukamaya. And it made her feel so down. And because of this, Sukamaya collapsed and she became unconscious for 3 days. When she woke again, she could not eat, she could not drink because of the death of her son. Remember, I said this was the joy of her life, and now the son has died. The neighbors and the husband, they consoled her, they comforted her, and they told her, you can still give birth to another son. And after exactly 1 year, Sukamaya gave birth, this time to a daughter. And she was very happy because of the daughter. And when she gave birth to a daughter now, she called her the same name she had called the son because of the happiness that she had. Again, she had the reason to live again. Remember, after the son had died, she did not see any reason for her to live. But after she gave birth now to a daughter, she had the reason to live, and she named the son, the daughter, the same name, Shayam. And this time, the husband still continued to drink. He was an alcoholic. He continued to drink. and the life became very difficult for the family financially. But Shukamaya continued to stand as a woman and support herself together with her daughter. After some time, the daughter grew. When she was 20 years, the daughter got married. And she was married in the same hometown by a distant relative. And they lived together. The daughter became pregnant. And during her pregnancy, she developed some complications again. Remember where they were living? The town was remote. There were no hospitals. There were no doctors. So they had to look for means and ways to take this daughter to the hospital. They made them for themselves a stretcher, makeshift, which they had to carry this daughter with, trying to move to another town where there are roads so that they can reach the hospital. And that is what they moved through those roads. There were no roads, by the way, so they were carrying her through the stretcher. And when they reached where there were roads, they got an ambulance, and she was taken to hospital. But by the time the tragedy again struck them, Shyam, again, when they reached the hospital, she also died. This one now became a bigger shock, a bigger tragedy to this lady. Remember, the husband was still a drunkard. And what happened? Now, this one became the time there was darkness in Shukamaya's life. A second child has died. So, death became a severe blow to her. And due to this, during the funeral of her daughter, the funeral was arranged, and during the funeral of her daughter, there was an Adventist pastor. And this Adventist pastor consoled Shukamaya, and he read, because this pastor heard about the two deaths of her children, of the family's children, and he decided to comfort them. So when he offered them hope, he read John 3:16. You know John 3:16, for God so loved the world. And when he heard the whole verse, Shukamaya heard that he died so that people will live again. Those who believe in him will do what? Will not perish, but will have everlasting life. Those words, that those who believe in him will not perish, will have everlasting life, they really put some hope in this lady. And the pastor also read another verse, because the life became so confusing to this family. And so because of this, the pastor also read the book of Luke chapter 8 verse 52, which says that, do not weep, she is not dead, she is sleeping. When she heard this again, that do not weep, she is not dead, she is sleeping, she wanted now to know more about this. And Shukamaya felt comforted, and could it be that her daughter Shamaya was only sleeping? She thought Shamaya was only sleeping. She wanted to know more. Several days after the funeral, she began to give her Bible studies. The pastor began to give her Bible studies. And during one of those Bible studies, the pastor asked, do you want to see your children again? And this gave her a lot of hope. And obvious, Shukamaya said, she exclaimed, yes. And her face blinked brightly when she was asked by the pastor, do you want to see your children again? Your son, your daughter? She was very bright, her face became very bright, and she said yes. She gave her heart to Jesus. Today, Shukamaya is a faithful Adventist. She tried to share her hope with her husband, but the husband resisted, continued with alcoholism, and led to his premature death. The husband again later died. Now, Shukamaya today, we are told, she lives alone in her home. The son died, the daughter died, the husband again has died. So she is living alone in her home, and she said she lives with Jesus, and she is happy because she believes that when Jesus will come again, she's going to see her daughter and her son one day, very soon. She says, when I see them, I'll hug them. So she has that strong belief, waiting for the second coming of Jesus Christ. So that, because remember, Pastor read the book of Luke chapter 8 verse 52, that they are not dead, they are only sleeping. And this is what gave her hope, and she became an Adventist. And we are told, that's why she's saying, when she will see them, she will hug them. And that is one of the main reasons that makes Shukamaya to live faithfully as an Adventist, encouraging others in that town of Nepal, waiting for the second coming of Jesus very soon. And so we are encouraged that the 13th Sabbath, as we come to the end of this quarter, we prepare to give an offering which will help establish a school where children can learn about Shukamaya's hope. And this is the hope that all of us, we are waiting. The second coming of Jesus very soon. So, as we plan to give the hope of Shukamaya, may God bless us, raise others through Shukamaya's hope. May God bless you. At this time, I welcome the AWM Women Ministry for a special item. All the women ministry, please come for a special item.
Happy Sabbath once more. Happy day. Ningependa kuwauliza kama wageni, kuulizia walimu wa leseni waweze kusimama tupate hombi. Tuombe. Mtakatifu, mtakatifu Baba Mwenyezi Mungu, twata kwako asubuhi ya leo tukiwa na wingi wa shukrani Baba. Tunasema ni asante kwa uhai umetupa. Tunasema ni asante Baba. Tumeomba uwe nazi tunapoanza sabato ya leo hadi tufike tamati. Nimeomba haya machache katika jina la Yesu Kristo, naomba nikiamini. Korista. Ewe siku